The good folks at Retevis have sent me one of their new models, the RT3S, to review. There are an awful lot of features packed into this small rig. I'm not going to cover all of them. Instead, I'm going to focus in on those that I'm going to find most important when I am out and about camping or expeditioning. First, let's take a look at the most important specs to see what you are getting with this radio. The RT3S is a dual-band 2-meter, 70-centimeter handheld transceiver with both traditional analog and digital DMR capability. The RT3S has a retail price of $129 without GPS functionality and $139 with the GPS feature. The unit I have here is the one without GPS. Included in the box with the RT3S is the manual, the rubber duck antenna, a desk charger, a belt clip, the programming cable, and the battery. One of the first things you'll notice about the RT3S is the colorful display. A big oversight in the provided manual is the lack of an image showing what all the icons on the display represent. In order to get clarification on some of the icons, I had to go to the Retevis Facebook page and ask. Fortunately, helpful Retevis employees monitor the Facebook page. I encourage you to use this valuable resource when the documentation is unhelpful. In order to use the HT, you'll first need to configure it with the included Windows software. Once configured, you'll have full access to all the 2-meter and 70-centimeter analog and DMR repeaters in your area. The programming cable plugs in through the speaker mic jack located on the right side of the rig. With 3,000 memory channels, you won't run out of room to store your most important frequencies. On the topic of memory channels, the RT3S supports zone functionality. For those familiar with scanners and analog handheld transceivers, zones are the equivalent of memory banks. Each zone in the RT3S can hold up to 16 channels. The maximum number of zones the RT3S can accommodate is 256. The operator could theoretically set up a zone for each geographical area the user frequents, or zones for marine band and weather channels. The DMR feature set is rich, including all basic functions, and as a nice bonus, promiscuous mode. Simply put, promiscuous mode simplifies setup by letting the user listen to all talk groups on a DMR repeater without specifically programming those talk groups into the radio. The RT3S is firmware upgradable. Retevis provides regular firmware updates to provide bug fixes and additional functionality. The received frequency range of the RT3S is 136 to 174 MHz and 400 to 480 MHz. The wide receiving range gives access to weather channels, the VHF marine band, and more. The RT3S also has a dual weight, dual standby capability that lets you listen to 2 frequencies concurrently. This feature will play the audio of whichever channel is active. If both channels are active, you'll hear the one that was active first. Once the traffic on that channel has ceased, audio from the second channel is heard. As someone who lives in an area where we experience 4 full seasons, I really appreciate the fact that the RT3S has a specified temperature range of -30 Celsius to +60 Celsius. In addition to that, the package feels rugged. It's got good solid knobs on it, and the keypad feels like it can withstand some abuse. A specification of particular note to backpackers is the weight. The RT3S weighs 258 grams, or just over 1/2 pound. Let's take a look at the exterior of the unit. On the left-hand side, you'll see the push-to-talk button, that's the one encircled in orange here, and 2 user-programmable function keys. These are, of course, programmable through the PC software. Looking at the other side, you have a rubber seal-covered external speaker microphone jack, which is also used for the programming cable. On the rear of the unit, you can see the RT3S comes with a very sturdy belt clip. One of the things that actually I am not impressed with the RT3S is that the belt clip attaches directly to the battery. The battery itself is rated for 2,000 milliamperes, which is good enough for a day's use in the field. I'm a big fan of wrist straps with portable radios. I know a lot of guys don't like them, but I kind of like it. If my hands are busy doing something else, I can have the radio right here and I know I'm not going to drop it. Having said that, this is a fairly durable rig. That shouldn't be an issue, but I do like to know that the radio is at hand should I need it. So it's time to put the RT3S to the test. I'm here with my friend Randy. It's a beautiful fall day here in Canada, and we've set up the radios for DMR simplex. There are no DMR repeaters in range here, so we're going to do the DMR simplex thing. I'm actually going to get in the car and I'm going to drive a kilometer or so away, and then I'll try to reach Randy, who's using an Islands HD1, and we'll see how that works.
VE3OZR, this is VE3TWM.
VE3TWM, this is VE3OZR.
Hey Rand, how's the copy?
Very clear and concise.
Yes, I'm hearing you clear at this point too, so it looks like all is working well.
Sounds good. VE3TWM, VE3OZR.
3OZR, this is VE3TWM, out.
VE3OZR, VE3TWM.
VE3TWM, this is VE3OZR.
How's the copy, Rand?
Very sharp and crisp.
Good, the audio's strong over here too. Thanks very much, VE3OZR. This is VE3TWM. So we've seen how the RT3S works in DMR. Let's see how it works with FM mode. What's the clarity like? Looking at the difference between, what we heard over with DMR, kind of robotic sounding. Let's just make sure that everything's okay on the FM side. VE3OZR, VE3TWM.
VE3TWM, this is VE3OZR.
Hey Randy, how's the copy?
Crisp and clear.
Good, same for you, absolutely over here. Okay, thanks very much for the contact, VE3OZR, VE3TWM.
VE3TWM, VE3OZR.
So there you have it. Really good performance on FM mode, analog FM, and it's working fine on the DMR side.